Manga has proven itself to be a complete juggernaut in the literature and media world. From dramatic epics to slice-of-life comedies, it's carved out a global fan base and an undeniable cultural presence. I am the Manga Maniac, and today I thought it'd be fun to take a trip through time, back 7 decades, and look at the most popular manga series from that era. We're starting off in the 1950s. Japan was still recovering from the devastation of World War II. Artists were searching for new ways to tell stories, and from that cultural shift emerged a man who would reshape manga forever. Osamu Tezuka, aka the Godfather of Manga. His bibliography is extensive, and it's no surprise that all the stories we're going to talk about here are his creations. Coming in at number 3 is Jungle Emperor Leo, better known in the West as Kimba the White Lion. Now, this series has some interesting pop culture trivia attached to it. Many people think it inspired Disney's The Lion King, and while Disney's never outright said that Kimba was an influence, the similarities are kinda hard to ignore, like the names of the main characters, Simba and Kimba, lions seeking their place in the world, and even some early concept art for The Lion King featuring Simba as a white lion. Matthew Broderick himself, the voice of Simba, actually thought he was working on a remake of Kimba when he auditioned. I haven't seen the anime versions myself, but from what I've read in the manga, the stories go in totally different directions. The manga opens up in Africa with Kimba's father, Panja, the Jungle Emperor, being killed by hunters. His pregnant mate is captured and shipped off to a zoo in London. While on the ship, she gives birth to Kimba and tells him that he must return to his rightful home of Africa. Kimba manages to escape the ship right before it sinks and his mother drowns. From there, his epic story of survival, leadership, and legacy begins. Kimba eventually makes his way back to Africa, joined with his human companion named Kenichi, and the two of them get caught up in a quest involving moonstones, greedy hunters, and the complex relationship between humans, animals, and nature. At just 21 chapters long, it's a relatively short read, but it sparked a huge franchise, including multiple anime adaptations. Kimba even became the mascot for the Saitama Seibu Lions baseball team, cementing himself as a pop culture icon in Japan. Next up at number 2 is Princess Knight, one of the very first shoujo manga ever made and a total game changer for girls' comics in Japan. The story starts in heaven, where unborn babies are given pink hearts to become girls and blue hearts to become boys. But, thanks to a mischievous angel named Tink, one baby ends up with both, and that baby is Sapphire, our main character. Sapphire is born as a princess of the royal family of Silverland, but she's forced to live as a boy to protect her claim to the throne. Meanwhile, Duke Duralumin is scheming to steal the crown for his son Plastic, the rightful heir by the country's law of primogeniture. She juggles her double identity for the next 15 years, living publicly as a male and privately as a female, until one day she attends a royal dance in disguise and falls in love with Prince Franz of Goldland. But things go downhill pretty fast when the Duke frames Franz for the murder of the king. Sapphire manages to help him escape, but only if he swears not to start a war between their two countries. Her true gender is then revealed when the Duke spikes the Queen's drink with a truth serum. They end up in prison, but Sapphire manages to escape and becomes a masked vigilante called the Phantom Knight as she sets off to retake her throne. This manga is packed with a lot of progressive themes such as gender identity, the breaking of traditional gender roles, and even a bit of feminism, all the way back in the 1950s. so it was pretty progressive for its time. It features plenty of tropes popular in shoujo today, such as the gigantic eyes and androgynous looking characters. Plus, it's got just the right blend of romance, sword fights, and fantasy. Honestly, it's a super fun read, and this is the first shoujo manga that I've ever read. And it's definitely essential for anybody new to the genre and for those curious about its history. And finally, at number 1, you probably guessed what it is. It's Mighty Atom, better known as Astro Boy. Now, if Tezuka is the godfather of manga, then Astro Boy has got to be the godfather of shonen. This series laid the foundation for everything we associate with the genre today. Heroic young protagonists, big action, moral dilemmas, and that endless drive to do the right thing. Astro Boy started off as a supporting character in a different Tezuka manga called Ambassador Atom. In this short series, aliens that have identical looking Earth counterparts land on Earth, and a war erupts after the Earthlings reject their presence. Astro is chosen to be a mediator between the two in order to find a peaceful resolution. Tezuka then decided to develop him to become the main character of Astro Boy, and the rest is history. The story is set in the far-off future of 2003. Needless to say, the ambitions of the future for people in the 50s was clearly high. Robotics have advanced to the point of creating human-like robots. Astro is built by Dr. Tenma as a replacement for his deceased son. But when Tenma realizes a robot can't replace a real child, he decides to sell Astro off to the circus. Astro ends up being adopted by a kind professor named Ochanu Mizu, who helps him embrace his powers and use them to fight evil and protect humanity. Despite his small size and innocent look, Astro tackles some pretty heavy themes, such as prejudice, war, and the ethics of creating AI. It was way ahead of its time. Astro's physical appearance broke the mold too, with his big eyes, effeminate eyelashes, childlike features, and not your typical superhero physique seen in Western contemporaries such as Superman and Captain America. He's proof that you don't need to look tough to be powerful. And just to show how much of a legend he is, on April 7th, 2003, Astro Boy was officially registered as a citizen of Niza City in Japan, with his address listed as Tezuka Productions HQ and Professor Ochanu Mizu being listed as the head of household. Now that's dedication to character, and if you love shonen manga, then you must read the one that started it all. As you can see, the 1950s were basically Tezuka's playground, and his influence is still felt in manga today. Whether you're into shonen, shoujo, or something in between, his work helped build the foundation, and it will live on until the end of time. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I put a lot of time into researching and writing this. This is my first YouTube video, and it really means a lot to me that you're here and that you decided to, take time out of your day to watch this. So again, thank you. If you got suggestions for any future series you want me to cover or other manga, anime related topics, go ahead and drop them down in the comments. I'm gonna read all of them as best I can. And if you like the video, maybe hit that like button or share with a friend who's into manga history. Until then, take care and happy reading.